this is an equation, and y is alone equal to something x plus something like that. Now, we write it sometimes a little bit different. It looks a little bit different. And we say f of x. Instead of y, we use this f of x. It's a function. In this case, it's going to be a line if you graph it. We will learn about that. And the input was x. So you put x numbers into it, and you do the math, and you get an output, which is y, but we call it now fx, or f of x. Okay? That's the output. So an example might be that if we have this function, and we want to find the function value at -3, or f of -3. F of -3. If we want to find that, we're going to take the -3, which is the x number, and we're going to plug it into there where we see an x. So what I have is f of -3 is equal to 2, and instead of x, you guessed it, put the -3 up, plug it in, put it in. Okay? And I wrote that a little bit big, so 2 times -3 is -6. And plus 7. So that would be 7 minus 6 is 1. So I could write the answer like this. F of -3 is equal to 1. And circle it. Okay? Some other functions. If these are my functions here, there's my f function, and there's another function we're going to call g of x. And in problems 1 through 6, we're going to be plugging stuff into those, or 1 through 8, whatever's there, 6. So f, put a -9 in f function. So that means I'll have -5 times, and what's the x? Plug in a -9. And that means I'll have 9 times 5 is -45. Oh, sorry. Minus 14 is -59, I think. Is that right? No, wait a minute. -5 minus 14 more. -45, take away 14. Oh, there's positive 45 because it was a negative times a negative, my bad. And we get 31, is that right? So we have f of -9 equals 31. Okay, that's our answer. And this one, we're going to put a 3/10 in the f function. Okay, so in the f function, we have a -5. We have a parenthesis. And we're going to have 3 over 10, because that's what we're putting in, or the input, minus 14. That's going to be -3 over 2, I think, right? Minus 14. -3 over 2 minus 28 over 2 is -31 over 2. Right? Because if you put the 14 has a 1 under it, so if you double it to make it a 2, you have to double the top. So it would be 28. Okay? So we could say f of, if we want to write the answer, f of 3/10 equals -31 over 2. G of 0.4, put a 0.4 in the g function. Here's the g function. I like to write it sometimes like this instead of the x, because here's the function. Can you see it? Where's the, is this it? Yeah. Here's the function up here. It's got an x in two different places, and then a -1. So I just copied parentheses instead of the x. Notice that there's a 9 per x, 9 times something. And what's the something? The 0.4 is what we're putting in. Okay? So if we do that, we end up with 0.4 or 0.4. 0.4, same thing as 0.4. Okay. This was a negative sign. 0.4 squared, okay, it is going to be 0.16. We have a negative. 0.16, okay, plus 4 times 9 is 36, so it's like 3.6, right? Do that on your calculator to check me. -1, okay, which ends up being about 2. I think it's 2.4, no, 2.44. So G of 0.4 is equal to 2.44. Same thing, but put a -7 in. So you have negative parentheses squared plus 9 times something -1. We're putting a -7 in there, and in the other one. Be careful here. On your calculator, make sure you use the parentheses. 63 minus 1. 113, is that right? G of -7 equals -113, right? Okay. Put a 1 in the F, and then let's do that. -5, 1 in a parenthesis. Minus, or no, wait a minute. Yep, -14. And remember, I've got this minus as well. And then I've got to put the -4 in there, and I'm going to stick that over here. So put the -4 in the F function. -5, parenthesis. -4 goes in the function. Minus 14. So we have here, and this is the F function with a 1 in it. Look here at the F function. -5 times something minus 14. And we're taking away the F function with a -4 in it. And it will look like this. -5 minus 14. This is going to be minus 5 times 4 is 20. Minus, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Why did I do that? I'm going to even make it a different bracket here. Okay. And there's a reason for that. Why would we do that? Because we're taking away all of this other stuff. So that minus sign, let's see, right here. So let's do what's inside the brackets here first, okay? So it's 20, negative times a negative is a positive, minus 14, which I think is 6, right? Is this number 5? Yeah, we end up with 6 right there. We had this minus sign I'm going to bring down. So we have the first function, which was like -19, I think. Right, that's what that is, I think. And then we take away 6. 25. -19, take away 6 more. -25. Right? Okay. So you can do them separately too. And G with a 12 in it. do the inside first. Guys, whenever you have like a bunch of parentheses, always do the inside parenthesis first, whatever it is, get an answer, then do the next parenthesis on the outside, and then do the next parenthesis on the outside. So here you kind of have to do the G with the 12 first, because it's inside of these brackets. So let's put the G with the 12 in it. We have the 2 on the outside, and we have to have the G with the 12 in it. The G looks like, I'll put some brackets here. The G looks like up here, negative x squared, negative 12 squared, and then we have a plus 9 parenthesis, that's the 12 that we're plugging in or putting in, and the rest of that function looks like a minus 1, and that's what I've got inside there for the function. So I've got 2 multiplied by that whole G with a 12 in it. We say 2 times G of 12. Now what is the G of 12? That's negative 144. 9 times 12 is 108, plus 108 minus 1. Okay? And then don't forget we got a 2 times that on the outside. Okay? So that looks like, I'm kind of tired. It's pretty late here. What's it look like? Looks like 36, negative 37. Oops. 2 times negative 37 is negative 74. Okay. Right. Here, we have some fractions to deal with. So let's put the 9 over 16 inside of the function, the p function. So we have 1/2 minus 4 over 3. And the x is, we put this one inside. Okay. That's the p function, right? Now if you look carefully, you can easily say there's 1 4 there, there's 4 4s down there, there's 1 3 right there, there's 3 3s up there. So you have 1/2 minus 1 times 3 on top, and 1 times 4 on the bottom. 1/2 minus 3/4. So it's like 2/4 minus 3/4 equals negative 1/4. Okay? Negative 1/4 on that one. Is that right? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I had 2 minuses there, didn't I? 2 minuses makes a plus. I'm sorry, guys. I messed that up. Let me go back. Okay. 1/2 and 3/4 is 5/4. Okay. I'm glad I double checked that I had those 2 negatives there. Okay. Q with a 5 in it. So I need to put a 5 into that Q for the problem number 8. 3. I got an absolute value 3 times 5. If there's no negative signs and no squares, I'm not even going to bother with a parenthesis. Minus, and I got the x is 5 cubed. So we got the absolute value. 3 times 5 is 15. Minus and 125. What is 15 minus 125 anyway? 110? Negative 110. Right? We can do our math over here on the side and just plug it back in here. Why not? That's going to make it 110. Right? Because of the absolute value bars. Put a 2, negative 2 into the Q. Right? Into the Q function. Be careful and use parentheses here because you've got negative signs. Looks like this. -6 minus, right? And a -2 times a -2 times a -2. That's what a cubed is. That's going to be a -8. It looks like -6 plus 8. So we got a 2 in there, I think. Did I do that one right? I think I did. We got a 2 in there. Okay. Equal signs are really nice things. Okay, that's the answer. That's not the final answer. I'm sorry. The absolute value of 2 is 2. That would be the final answer. Okay. 18 into the p. A half minus 4/3 times 18. That's it. So that's a half minus 18. There's 1 3 here, and there's 6 3s in here. 24. Half take away 24. Okay, that's you can use your calculator if you wanted to, but you should be able to say 48/2. So it's -47/2. Okay, and that's what you need to do for that. Is it the 3x minus x cubed? Go back here and look at it. What was the p looking like? Again, half minus 4/3 x. This page? No. 7 minus q of something. 7 minus q. 7 minus q. Let's put the 4.5 into the q. What was the q again? Okay, that's what that looks like. I think I'm still working on the same problem here. Let's double check it. So it looks like this, right? Boom. Okay. Let's see color. I got black color. 7 minus, and here I've got in this I've got 13.5. You can do it on your calculator if you want. Minus, this would be 91. 4 times 4 times 4. So 91 point 125, I think. No, yes, okay. All right, and it's still inside the absolute value bars. So it's 7 minus, and this is 77 point, negative 77 point, 13.5 minus negative 77.625. Yes, that means that it's going to be 7 minus, and we're just going to put a parenthesis here. The 70, then it's positive 77.625. Okay, and that'll be negative 70.625. Okay, 3 times, and what's p of 1? P of negative 1. So 1/2 minus 4/3 times the x number. We plug the x number in, and that was plus 5. It might help you with different colors to sort of keep track of things a little bit. Okay. And this gives you 3 times, and if we do all of this, with a p of negative 1, well, the p of negative 1 is a half plus 4/3. I can do the math over here. A half plus, because it's 2 negative minus a negative 1, 4/3. 1 times anything is itself. That would be 3 plus 8 is 11 over 6, I think. Right? So we plug the 11 over 6 in there. And we have a plus 5 that we can't forget here on the outside. You end up with 11 over 2. That's what the first part is, with the 6 canceling with the 3, plus 5. And that gives me 21 over 2. Yep. Okay. If f of x is 34, find the x. Okay. And I'm looking at these functions now here. So if they got 34 is the f of x, this is how you do this one, okay? If the f of x is 34, that's how you look at it. So I could just do it from here. Minus 19. And I've got to line up my equal signs here underneath each other. Okay. I've got 3x equals 15, I think. Is that right? Divide by 3. I got a 5 for my x. Okay. This one, if f of x is negative 62, if the answer is negative 62 in this function, then I have to figure out what is my x, find my x. 62 minus 19 would be negative 81. Equals 3x. And I think x is going to be 27. Negative, right? Negative 27. Okay. We'll stop the notes right there for now.